Hello everyone, welcome back to my Jaybird Chess. This ELO is set at 2517 and this new opening I just created, 4 moves, bishop 52. Without any further ado, let's get on. B3, E5, B2, C6, E3, G6, B5, G7, C3, E7, D4. Now I get to this point, it's critical what happens in the center here. When should you take, when should you not to take, even though everything's protected. Who should go first? Should you wait? Should you go? Yeah, this gets complicated here. Castle, F3. Now should he take the pawn? Or should he push down with the pawn and threaten my knight? This makes the difference between playing a program and a person, because on a person, right away, they keep pushing and pushing, I keep moving, so the games keep changing all the time. That's why I say it's pretty simple with a computer versus a human. D5, still, and even now, I castle, A6, E2, rookie over. See, by now, they already would have pushed that pawn down here to threaten that knight, but rookie over. E5, I strike first. See, it's best for me now, because now I'm here, my knight's here. It's, I feel better than having to move pieces back, or move them forward just to move them back, E5, C1, C5, C4, D4. See, and I feel comfortable right now because I struck and everything was protective, and even though he's coming down, I'm comfortable with this position. E5. E5 takes. D4. D4. D2. F4. D1. F5. G3. C7. E1. C6. A3. D3. G4. G4 takes. G4 takes queen. E8. C5. E5. E5. E5 takes. E5 takes. See, you just keep switching the pieces off. It's going down. That knight stays there. Can't let that pawn go any further. E5 takes. I have to move E4. C6. B4. D7. E1. D8. G2. G7. F4. H5. See, and it looks like it mimicked what I did here. E3. D4. D4 takes. See, and this is good. This is good for me because, that center pawn, it's not gonna make it. D4 takes. F2. D7. E1. A5. B5. E7. F3. F5. E5. D2. D2 takes. D4. A4. F8. B6. D8. F1. C6. E2. D4. F2. C8. E4. E7. See, we play the rook and knight game back and forth. You know, are you going to go? Am I going to go? What, you know. You see, it's critical when to take and don't take. D2, E6, E2, D7, D6, C5. He takes. Now, F7, E7, G5, C6, E6. He got pinned. He takes, and this is perfect for me. And I think I get a free move. Let's see. Yep. H3, F6. Now I take check. E6. And looking at this position, if I play it right, I'm going to win. G2, D5, F3, C5, G4, D5, G5, E6, E4, D6, F5, F4. I take G6. Now, he lost the game right here. There's no way he's going to win the game. This game over for him right here. E7, because he can't get in. F5, F8, G4, G7, H5, I go in. G8, I take H4, H8, G4, G7, F5, and he goes F8. See, at this point, I can push this end pawn all the way to here, this square here, and then slowly walk over here and get over here, go down in here then, be here, and to him get his king in here, he'd have to come all the way around to get this pawn. And I'd be over here till he got done. I'd be already taking them pawns and pushing them forward. So there was another way, but I did it this way. F6, G8, G7, H7. Now I throw this away to make room because you're going to go stalemate. If I keep pushing these pieces down like this, you'll get stalemated. G8, G8, G6, H8, G7, G8, H4, H7, F7, H6, Queenie, and H5. Checkmate. Now, like I said, there was another way to play that, but it works just as well, you know. I mean, you know, I could have made it, to me, what would have been simpler was just pushing that down to here and then slowly walk over here and take the pieces and then just let him, if he followed me over, then I just push the pieces down. So he'd have to make a choice. And either way, this pawn would be, instead of making I'll make king moves, which would be easy to walk over there and just get in there and get a queen and then come over and end the game real quick anyway. So I guess either way, but it worked. Alright, thanks for stopping by. And like I said, these games take a while to get done. Hours, the same game over and over. I had to play that game over and over until I get it, till I felt comfortable with what I did. And normally, anytime I play somebody and I do these openings and I lose all the time is because, like I said, I go back here in the beginning here in the center. When you get to this position here where you start getting the center, now usually they might want to just take, and then everything splits wide open, and now this is a whole new game. You know, or they might not do that. They might push down. I go, kind of come back. See, that another move there I took, but he would have got the pawn in there first to lock it in. You see what I'm saying? So I think this way when I go and play online, and you can't think the same way because it's like, this ain't going to work. I'm going to lose because I'm making wrong moves. All right, but we'll find the common denominator for all this so I can actually do these openings and play better games and actually win. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and I'll have some more coming up here soon, and I appreciate it. Thank you.